for rent for several months that she lived there and she didn't pay you.
formal agreement. There were times when we did say, give what you can. There were times when Stephen had 2 roommates where he didn't expect a penny from me. And then there were times we actually did in September of 2003 have a formal rent agreement.
Okay. What was your agreement?
That I would pay him $300 and that I would pay for groceries.
Okay. And when did you move out?
November of 2003, at the end.
Okay. So for 3 months.
Correct. I always contributed to the household, whether it be projects or whether it be, I paid for all the groceries. There may have been 1 month in the 4 years that we lived together that Stephen bought groceries. But I did all the household chores and I assisted him with several projects. I have pictures of his whole house has been changed. I paid for a lot of those things.
Like what?
Painting, I helped him paint. We did the whole back patio and I paid for several flowers to go in the ground, at least $250 a summer. I paid for flowers and several of those flowers have come back.
So you treated the house as if it was going to be your home.
That is what Stephen told me at all times, that he offered one of the roommates money, $7 per hour to help him work on a project. And I questioned, why aren't you offering me money to help you work on these projects? And he said to me that half of this will be yours someday.
I'm listening.
That part's not true about putting in flowers. I always had told her, don't put flowers in, you can't afford it, you're going to school. She'd also bought clothes for my children, which I told her not to do.
So she was a nice person.
Yes.
When you were
Yes,
together.
she did a lot.
Tried to hold up her end of the financial bargain while you were
Right.
together.
Right.
And then some.
That's correct, which I told her all along.
So why are you here suing her for rent?
Principal.
Someone who proposes marriage to a girl half his age while he's still married shouldn't talk about principle.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You lived together for how many years? 4. Get over it.
And later today,
Your mother never said to you, don't worry, it's a gift. Right?
Right, but you did help at work.
Oh, did you ever hear the expression, beauty fades, dumb is forever?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Burley says ex-fiancée Courtney Belluccio owes for a loan to pay off a credit card. Courtney says Stephen is still legally married.
Now let's get to the credit card.
April 10th, 2003. I was not aware at that moment. She came to me and told me that she had a credit card that she had, I don't know if it was maxed out, but it was very high interest. It was killing her paying the payments. So I decided to take a bank offer loan that I'd had and pay off that credit card, and it was at 2%.
How much did you give her to pay off the credit?
$5,176.
And how much did you pay back? How much did you pay back?
I paid back $3,890.
And you claim that you don't owe anything on this because why?
When I moved out in November of 2000, at the end of November 2003, I told Stephen when I was leaving that I'm going to leave some things behind. If I'm going to write my estimated value next to it, I'd like you to write what you feel is a fair value next to it, and we'll agree upon a value and we'll take that off the balance. And he agreed.
Can I please see the
Sure.
list that you prepared of the things that you left behind? Well, let me tell you this. Some of this is nonsense. A bicycle. Now that's $100. Kitchen table and 4 chairs.
Sits in the basement. Told her she could take it. Would she need it?
2 dining room chairs.
In my basement.
Do you have any use for these things?
No.
You can go get these things because he doesn't want them, but you don't get credit for them. Okay. You agree to pay it back. The money you owe him $1,500. That's all. Your lawsuit, sir, is seeking over $3,000. I think you're a little out of line. I think you're out of line with the rent. I don't think that you had an agreement other than the defendant has already acknowledged that is an agreement for 3 months. I believe her when she says she paid you the rent for the 3 months, September, October, November. Mm-hmm. That's it. You lived together for how many years? 4 years? Get over this list. Get over it, unless you want any of this stuff. If you want any of this stuff that's in his basement, I'll make an order that you can go pick it up. Do you want it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. She's going to come and pick up all this junk within 5 days of the date of this hearing, and she owes you $1,500. That's all.
How does our speak? You may step out.
think his real motivation is that he's simply angry with me.
I procrastinate a lot, so she probably figured I wouldn't try to collect it.
We had just completely grown apart. We wanted different things on a daily basis from life.
I was just in no hurry to get married again, I guess.
It was all on principle. He was planning on getting a divorce, and ironically, after I left, he initiated one.
And now the next case.
All parties in a matter of power versus power. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Mary Power is suing her daughter, administrative assistant Catherine Power, for the cost of a cruise from New York to Canada.
Ms. Power, this is your daughter.
Yes, it is.
And I gather from reading your petition that at this point in your lives, you're not happy with each other.
No, we're not.
So this is what the case is about. Your family was planning to go away on a cruise together. So I assume you all got along. You have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
And they were going on the cruise also?
Yes.
How many of your brothers and sisters were going?
2. 2 sisters.
And Mrs. Power, what you tell me in your petition is that your daughter paid for the cruise, and then the cruise company went bankrupt.
Correct.
And everybody was really disappointed. And according to what you tell me, I read, you made arrangements for a second cruise.
Correct.
And since the refund hadn't come back yet, you paid for the second cruise.
Correct.
And your daughter didn't pay you back when she got the refund.
Correct.
She says that the second cruise was a gift.
Absolutely not.
That's your defense. Is that right?
Yeah.
When were you planning to go on this cruise, Ms. Power?
The first cruise on Regal Cruises, we were going June 29th of 2003.
And where were you going?
We were going from New York to Canada.
Kathy, how much did you pay for that cruise for you and your 2 children? Was it 3 people going?
I paid $906, but that wasn't the full total.
When did you pay that money?
Throughout January to May of 2003.
Great. When were you advised, Ms. Power, that the cruise was canceled?
I was advised in May of 2003.
And did you rebook another cruise
Yes, I did.
for the same period of time?
For the same period of time, just one day earlier, we were going to leave than previously planned.
And was that a more expensive cruise?
A few $100 more.
So what happened? You went on the cruise in June?
We went on the cruise. We had a great time. I got a refund back in February of 2004.
Did you call your daughter and ask her if she had gotten a refund back?
Yes, I was very excited I got my refund, but she didn't seem to be as excited. And she just called me up a few days later, and she said to me, now she didn't say she got her check back. She said that when she got her check, she used it to go to Florida on another vacation. And I said, absolutely no. I want my money back.
And she said?
And she said that no, she wasn't giving it back to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mary Power says her daughter, Catherine Power, owes for a cruise from New York to Canada. Catherine says she's a struggling single mom, and the cruise was a gift.
Give me your version of the events that led to your belief that this was a gift to you.
The first cruise that we had purchased, actually my mom called me and said, would you like to go on a cruise? And I'll help pay for it. And then she ended up paying for my sister Karen's part, but didn't help me. So I was still paying for it because I wanted to go. So I just went on about my time and was now got a phone call when I was at work. And she said, I purchased a new cruise. So I was like, well, Mom, I don't have money. And nothing came up about the refund check. I don't have the money to pay for it. She goes, don't worry, it's a gift. So that's how I took it as.
Your mother never said to you, don't worry, it's a gift.
She said, don't worry.
I know that she didn't say, don't worry, it's a gift. And you know she didn't say, don't worry, it's a gift. Right?
Right, but she did say, don't worry. She didn't say it was a gift, but she said not to worry.
Right. She didn't say it was a gift. How did I know that?
Because people don't say that. They just,
Because if it doesn't sound right, it's not true. So tell me what happened, Miss Power, when you got back your refund from the cruise line in February.
she said she paid for the cruise and that I was supposed to pay her back. And that was not my point.
Well, was your point of it?
She bought a trip for the family. It was the last family trip. She felt that everyone should go on it because my father was sick and she wanted us all together. That's what it was.
Would you explain to me if that's your rationalization for keeping the money. Why is it that you testified earlier that from February until May, you were paying the travel agent, and you paid the travel agent $906 if your mother had already said to you, I want to take the family away on a trip. Now, what I think happened that really annoyed you is that your mother, according to you, chose to pay for one of your sisters to go and didn't choose to pay for you. Because you've already mentioned that once, and that, I would say, might fry you a little bit. But let me understand why your mother decided to pay for one sister and not you. You want to explain that to me?
Yes. When my daughter, Kathy, had my grandson, she had to take some leave off from work. She was on maternity leave. And during that time, my husband, Bill, and I helped her with her rent and her car payments to keep her going. And I did ask her at that time to pay me back.
Okay.
She did not.
Okay, just a second. So did your parents help you?
They came up to the house when I had Liam and watched Emerald, my daughter, and then she helped me with diapers and stuff.
So you decided to pay for Karen,
right,
to make it even with your children.
Right.
How
much was the total cost of your trip, madam? $1,206?
It was $1,806 altogether, and then minus $500 for my sister.
Okay, $1,306. $1,306 is what you intended to pay. Is that right?
Correct.
Mrs. Powell, even if you decided to go on a little bit more expensive cruise, I assume you would be perfectly happy if you got $1,306 back from your daughter. If she said, listen, I don't have the extra money, but here's the $1,306 that I was intending to pay for the first one. I'm going to give that back to you.
I would have been happy.
And that would have been right, Kathy.
No.
That would have been right, Kathy. Listen to me. You have to stop relying on other people to take care of problems that you create. You create certain problems. You created a lifestyle for yourself. And it seems to me from listening to your mother, who's a pretty rational lady, that you have relied on other people to take care of the problems that you create. And when you listen to me, and when you turn 30, you just told me that. You just told me a moment ago that your parents came to watch your daughter when your son was born and gave you a little bit of money, a little bit of help. Well, that means relying on other people for problems that you create.
They didn't have to come.
Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. Did you ever hear the expression, beauty fades, dumb is forever? Huh? That's all I'm going to say. You owe your mother $1,306. That is the cost of the trip that you had originally said that you were going to take care of. You got a refund for most of it. You should have turned that refund over to your mother by signing over the check to her and saying, thanks for covering the balance. She would have been ecstatic that you did the right thing. You chose to do the wrong thing. And you can't, at your age, do the wrong thing. First of all, it sets a bad example for your children, and that's primarily why you can't do the wrong thing, because you're supposed to set a perfect example for your children, and then you're not supposed to make your mother come and sue you. Don't say anything. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,306. That's all. Step out.
Test case number 395 on the calendar in the matter of Rao versus Cruz. Parties of the sworn in judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Rao, you and the defendant are next door neighbors, and you have adjoining backyards, adjoining yards. And it is your claim that Mr. Cruz threw some junk into your backyard, and in doing so damaged some of your property. You want him to pay for that property. Mr. Cruz seems to indicate that while he did place some things in your yard,
yes, ma'am.
He was merely returning the stuff that you had put in his yard.
Correct, Your Honor.
So it sounds to me like you people need something else to do. When did the trouble start, Miss Rao, with Mr. Cruz?
When I saw that the land was eroding, I put rocks there to hold up the land. And Mr. Cruz came out and abruptly said, "What are you doing?" And I told him, I said, "We got a problem here. The land is going down the hill."
I don't understand. Do you have a photograph to show me what you mean? I'd like to see it.
Yes, the photographs of the damage and
well, I don't see the damage. I'll take them all. Let me see if I can find what you're talking about. Okay. I'm looking at this picture. Is this the area where you were placing rocks?
Yes.
Okay. On whose property is this?
Mr. Cruz.
So you were placing rocks on Mr. Cruz's property.
There's some of it is my property. I was placing it real close to the fence.
Well, you can't place rocks on his property. Ms. Rao.
I was placing it on my property.
No, you also said you were placing it on his property. You cannot place rocks on his property. You cannot put anything on his property.
Right. I got his permission. When he came out and roughly said, "What are you doing?" I told him, and he said, "Fine."
Just a second.
Okay.
Before you do it,
That's not true.
if that was true, that was very nice of him. But before you step on somebody else's property to make any alterations, you call him and you ask for permission. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now I'll start with you, Mr. Cruz. Why don't you tell me what happened?
November 2nd, we got up and I looked out my kitchen window and I actually could see up the slope to her house. And I saw some garbage, branches, tennis shoe. I see PVC pipe, I see a bucket, those black ones when, the plants come in. I told my wife, I'll be right back. I went to her house, knocked on the door to see if she was there. I've cleaned it 3 times
Now,
already.
that's on your property.
Yes, ma'am. It's on my property.
Is this the back part of your property?
Yes, it's a back with a big slope, like maybe 70 feet long.
And on the other side of the property is
Her fence and the pool.
So, just a second. So you went over to her house on the second,
Correct.
and nobody answered.
Nobody answered the door. So I went home. I went up slow. I picked up the black bucket, a couple of root plants, and a couple rocks, and I tossed it over the fence. And that dirt right there that you see was covered all with ice plant. There was no exposure of the PVC pipe. I have a picture, ma'am.
Let me see it, please.
I have a couple pictures. Plus, I also found a rock in my pool. And it's not rock, it's actually cement. You can look for those. And there's also a picture of a ladder that she uses to climb over my fence. Because she's been in my property. I've seen her 3 times. The last time I saw her, she was just sitting there pulling some ice plants. And I said to my wife, let's just ignore her.
Why were you pulling these ice plants?
I got his permission. I asked him if he would please trim his ice plant because it was going under my fence and getting wrapped up in my vines. And he said he wouldn't. I said, do you mind if I do it? He said it was fine. So I hired a guy to trim his ice plant. And I told him at that time I was going to put rocks there to keep the land from going down the hill. And I was going to put plants there, plants with good roots to hold the soil. I was trying to better the property. I would never, ever, I was afraid of him and still afraid of him. I would
Somebody,
Miss
Miss Rao, listen to me. Somebody in your house was using part of his property to dump stuff.
No, Your Honor, no.
Well, I mean, otherwise, what you're saying
I don't
to
know
me.
where the tennis shoe came from. I don't know, have no idea where a tennis shoe came from. It was a huge man's tennis shoe. I live in my house by myself. I'm trying to clean up the area.
Okay. Now, I would like you to tell me what kind of damage you allege was done as a result of his throwing this debris over, and I want to see your police report, please.
He did not give a police report.
Well, if you don't have a police report, don't give me anything else.
What is this notice that he came out? I don't know why they didn't do a police report.
I don't
He
know
told Ron why he didn't do a police
Who are you?
report.
My name is Ron Filiponi, Your Honor. This is Darlene's fiance.
Okay.
And I picked up the police report, and the sheriff's department did not do a police report on an incident because there was no threats made and there was no physical
Well, that's not
damage.
true because I have a police report here indicating that the alleged violation that Mr. Cruz was complaining of was trespassing, dumping onto property, and repeating violations.
Your Honor, anything I did was try to improve the property. I would never, first of all, I'm afraid of Mr.
Ms.
Cruz.
Rao, you cannot elect to improve somebody else's property.
This is my property. It's sliding
You
down the hill.
cannot elect to improve someone else's property.
I'm trying to prevent my land from going down. I was just going to put rock there to save the land.
I'm going to say it to you one more time. You can't do that. It's not your property.
Part of it is,
Part of it may be, the rest of it is his. You can't go on his property and put rocks on his property. You can't do that.
I put the rocks on the property because I didn't want to step on that pipe. I was trying to protect from stepping on the pipe. And then I could stand on a rock and move the, rather than standing on the soil and sliding down.
You can't do that.
And when I was doing that, I waved, he was in the window in the kitchen, and I waved him and he waved back.
On my property. She's on my property waving at me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I tried to explain to this lady who doesn't seem to get it. Maybe you get it. Do you get it?
I get it, Your Honor.
Maybe later, in a quiet moment, I'll give her a glass of red wine. Maybe you can explain it to her.
And later today,
We need one of those great fly swatters because there's a sucker here and it's looking to meet its ancient relatives. You or me?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Darlene Rao says neighbor Raul Cruz damaged her fence with rocks. Raul says it's Darlene who's dumping rocks on his property.
Now, I want you to show me what the damage was to your, whatever you say was damaged as a result of his throwing this stuff all the way down here.
Do you have the pictures of what's damaged?
No, I see a lot of schmutz, but I don't see much damage.
Well, this is part of the vase statue of the angel that he broke. This is what came off the chair that I was passed down from my mom to me. And there's a big bench there. You can see the damage to the big bench there.
You have a picture of the bench before?
Yes, I have a picture of the bench right here before.
Can I see it?
This is before, and this is after I did the work. This is where all his plants were coming up.
No, I just want to see the picture of the bench.
And the bench is here, and the bench is here. There's all these pictures of the bench.
I also have a picture of her property, and she has like maybe 1.5 feet of white rock. If she wants to do something to prevent it from going down, she could build a retaining wall on that white rock she has.
Listen to me. You can't throw the rocks on her property because you got a snit.
I was just returning it.
I heard you, Mr. Cruz. I mean, I've tried to explain to this lady who doesn't seem to get it. Maybe you get it. Do you get it?
I get it, Your Honor.
I'm glad you get it. Maybe later, you know, in a quiet moment, you give her a glass of red wine. Maybe you can explain it to her that she cannot go on somebody else's property.
That's sound advice.
It's sound advice,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So you have to stay on your own land. In the meantime, I don't see a picture of this bench that you alleged she damaged before.
Can I come up there and show it to you, please?
Sure, show me a picture. Listen to me. I see this
have more.
picture. I see this picture of the bench here,
Right.
damaged. And all
here's
I
the
want
bench.
you to show.
See? Here's the bench right here.
I see the bench. I want you to show me a picture of the bench before you say this
Okay,
happened.
there's little snapshots here.
Well, show me.
Sorry, it's far away, but that's the
Well,
bench.
listen to me. Listen to me.
here's-
Listen to me. Pay attention. I can't see anything from this picture. Could you see anything from this picture? The answer is yes or no.
Yes,
Can you
I
see
can
what the bench looked like in this picture?
Yes.
Well, I can't. I can't.
I
Step
can
back.
see it.
Mr. Cruz, good luck to you.
Thank you.
So,
I need it.
you still have a chance. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You can't throw property like you did. And she may be irritating and she may cause you all kinds of problems, but you still cannot resort to that kind of self-help. Listen, Ms. Rao, bottom line is you can't put your foot on somebody else's property.
I got permission from him too, and I swear to God, it's the truth. I will, but I
Miss
got
Rao,
permission from him.
Mr. Cruz, you have $1 in your pocket.
Yes, I do.
Take it out. Or take the dollar. Give it to Miss Rao. That's your judgment for the damage that he did, Miss Rao. You don't seem to get it. I want you to get it. That's all.
He gave me permission to put the rocks there, and I swear to God, that's the honest to God truth.
I think she's a good person, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we have differences, but let's just get along with neighbors.
He's a con man, and for some reason, I'm a victim.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kangas versus Kangas. Step forward, please.
Licensed investigator Paul Kangas is suing his son, 21-year-old movie theater clerk Shane, for unauthorized credit card charges and for money owed on a computer. Shane says he worked off the debt by working in the family business.
Mr. Kangas, this young man is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old is he?
21.
What do you do?
I work at a movie theater.
What do you do there?
I serve people popcorn, clean up at the night.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Computer technician.
Mr. Kangas, You say that your son came to live with you, and you also purchased a computer for him, and I understand that the agreement was it was going to be paid for in sort of barter. He was going to put in a certain number of hours working for your business, which is investigating business, and that would pay off the computer.
Yes,
And you also gave him a credit card
I did.
and told him to use it, but use it wisely.
It's to help him in the business, so when I send him out to do something, like go to the lab to develop film, that he'd have a way of paying for the film, picking up the film.
And what about personal stuff if he needed something?
Personal stuff, he had to check with me before. He spent the same arrangement with my daughter, and she honors it strictly with her credit card.
That's what makes horse racing so children are different.
That's for sure.
Okay. After several months, he decided he didn't like it anymore. So he decided to sit in his room, play his guitar, whatever. You got annoyed. He left. You wanted to pay for the computer and for the bills that he racked up while he was still using the credit card. That's what your lawsuit's about.
Somewhat. It's the reason for buying the computer for him was to motivate him. So I made this deal. Look, out of the amount of time you put in, I'm only asking you to work 4 hours a day. We live across the street from the courts, so it was easy for him.
How long did he work for you after you bought him the computer?
Several months. He was doing quite well. He was really motivated.
Well, how much did he work off of the computer?
About $1,000 of it.
That's a pretty nebulous contract that you have with him, Mr. Kangas.
Well, he didn't last that long because he got so into the computer. I mean, he'd be up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning on the computer, and I'm trying to sleep. But I was trying to motivate him. I was trying to control him. I was trying to exert some parental influence on him.
All sounds terrific. Remember, the father knows best?
Yes, I do.
It's not like that anymore.
Well, it's...
You know, families don't sit around in shirts and ties having dinner together anymore. Everything that you did with your son sounds as if you had the right motivation. He was going to work, and he was going to pay off his computer, and he was going to be responsible with the credit card.
That's right. But then he got the computer, and then he moved out and he started spending the credit card like it was his credit card and it was free money, and he just started sending me these bills for huge amounts of money.
Well, what I would like to see is bills after we move out. And we need one of those great fly swatters that we used to have, because there's a sucker here that's looking to meet its ancient relatives.
I think I got this what you need.
You or me?
Take a nice little nose down right into your cup. No, they don't. No.
See what happens when I get annoyed?
Yes,
Okay. What date did you move out?
It was 14 months ago.
Well, give me a month.
July.
June, July. So let me see the bills after June or July. Let's do July.
Well, the deal was no crazy expenses. And he,
Mr. Kangas, listen to me very carefully, sir. I raised a lot of teenagers, and they are so creative with a credit card. I didn't know for a very long time that when I gave a kid a gas credit card, that they could go in and get enough food for their entire dormitory in one of those gas places. I didn't know that. And I said, how could they use so much gas? The campus isn't that big. Where are you using all that gas? And then I realized that you can buy milk and juice and newspapers and cookies and snacks and eggs. And you can not only buy, and you can not only buy it for yourself, but you can buy it for all your friends, because if you buy it for all your friends, they'll give you the cash.
Right.
Do you understand? Listen, Mr. Kangas, I know that happens. I didn't sue my children. So what I want to see is after he left, because it was clear to me that when you left, you should have left the credit card.
he did. I took it away from him.
And how did he use it?
I don't know how he got a
How
note.
did you use it, sir? Is not an answer.
I had the number on my computer still, so I could still make online purchases.
Okay. Now, Mr. Kangas, what's your first name?
Shane.
Okay. So let me explain this to you. The computer, sir, is yours because your father made too soft a deal for me to have to figure out how many hours you worked and whether or not you paid for the computer with the work that you did for him. That's his problem. But you're a big boy. So you knew that when you moved out of the house and your father took the credit card from you, you were not supposed to use it, right?
I
Is not an answer.
Sorry.
If he took the credit card from you, he said to you, what did he say? Give me the credit card, and if you need it, go look on your computer and get the number? Give me the fly swatter. Let me explain something to you. He's a computer hacker.
That's right.
And he's going to go into your bills, and if he has your social security number, he'll steal your identity, and all of a sudden you'll find that you bought 9 surfboards.
Then he took the credit card out of my ex-wife's purse and went back to spending it again.
Well, it doesn't say much for you, sir, that you raised a thief.
No, I feel it's the unexpected legacy of divorce.
That is a crock. That's not the legacy of divorce. I've been divorced and I had children, and none of them are thieves. 5 of them. Nobody would go into my pocketbook and steal my credit card. So that's ridiculous.
Well, he's depressed, and I feel that
He's depressed?
Yeah, he's got a
He's depressed. He's a thief. That's not being depressed. Look at him. Does he look depressed to you? He doesn't look depressed to me.
He's got a lack
A
of
little high maybe, but not depressed. Right, Shane?
no,
Really?
really.
Really? I see $849 on the credit card after July.
Unfortunately, I put all of the receipts in a special envelope, put it in a special place, and then I couldn't find it. So that by the time I got here, that's what I had. I understand I should have had better control of my file.
No, you should have better control of your son.
That
Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I can understand.
John, this is case number 376 on the calendar in the matter of Hopper Damra versus Carnes. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Who's Miss Hopper?
Hi,
Okay, and who are you?
I'm Melissa's mother. I'm Tammy Damron.
Why don't you have a seat, Miss Dameron? How old are you?
18.
Okay, why don't you have a seat for a minute? I don't know if we're going to need you. Is this your former husband?
Yes.
Or soon to be former husband?
Yes.
You are still legally married?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
1 year on September 27th.
And you have a child who is how old?
Almost 3 months.
And Miss Carnes is his grandmother.
Yes.
Got it?
Got it.
From what I gather, a couple of years ago, you and your then boyfriend needed a car. You had an old car, and you decided to get a new one.
Right.
You didn't have good enough credit to buy a new one, so you asked Miss Carnes if she would buy the car in her name. You would make all the payments on the car, you and your husband.
Correct.
And you were going to trade in your old car as the down payment. They gave you a $2,000 credit. Is that right? And Grandma said she would do that, even though she risked her own credit if you didn't make the payments. But you did, in fact, you and your husband made the payments. Were you working during that year?
Yes, I did. Actually, I had a job being a nanny.
Did he work regularly?
No.
What did he do?
I have no idea. He did actually.
What do you mean you have no idea? You lived with him.
He had a DJ job on the side. That's pretty much what he did on the weekends and sometimes during the week. And when he wasn't doing that, he was at home.
Who was taking care of the baby?
He wasn't born at the time.
So you were pregnant? Were you working while you were pregnant?
Yes.
Well, then an incident occurred with your husband.
Correct.
He assaulted you.
Yes.
That case is currently pending. Is that
Yes.
right? Is that right, sir?
Yes.
So we're not going to get into that because that case has not gone to trial yet. So you separated. He took the car. You want your $2,000 back.
Correct.
That's what the case is about. Right?
Yes.
What kind of car did you trade in?
92 Geostorm.
And in what month and year did you trade it in?
August of 2003.
Well, explain to me why you think you are entitled to $2,000 back from Miss Carnes.
Basically, we had the arrangement that if we paid the payments that I would be able to drive the car, and we always made the payments. Whenever he wasn't working, I did pay the payments too.
And you used the car.
I honestly didn't have the car that much. He would take me to work.
Well, we don't balance that out. You had it sometimes, he had it sometimes. My question to you is, look, this is what she has.
Okay.
She doesn't have the car.
Right.
He has the car.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Stand up so I don't have to point. I'd like to look at you over here. She doesn't have the car. She's a good Samaritan.
Right.
He has the car.
Right.
All she does is have the aggravation. She has the loan. And she has the problem if he doesn't pay.
Right.
But she doesn't get anything out of this car.
Right.
So why do you think that she should give you $2,000?
Honestly, Judge, I think that I'm entitled to $2,000 because it is not fair that I have to raise my son by myself with no car, nothing, without.
That's not her problem.
I just.
You want to say something? You can say something. I mean, that may be his problem, but that's not his grandmother's problem. Why should she go into her pocket and take out $2,000 and give it to you?
Because she's condoning what he did.
So what? That's not a legal response. What
I have to say, Judge Judy, is I didn't know the car was mine. Melissa had transportation. She got together with this guy. The mistake in the matter was that we didn't get anything in writing. I didn't want them to use. Melissa had transportation. She worked. She goes to school. He didn't work. The fact of the matter is now.